Mr. President, the candidates are assembled.
Good evening. Today we're gathered in formal convocation to celebrate the 231st commencement exercises at Purdue University. Will you please rise and join in singing our national anthem, then remain standing for the invocation to be offered by Pastor Rob Schrumpf, representing Purdue Christian Campus House.
Would you pray with me, please? Dear God, here at the outset of the ceremony, we want to pause to say thank you. Thank you for the uniqueness of this time, not only for the volumes of information gleaned, but for the lessons learned, for the tools, the conversations, the experiences that have shaped and matured each of these graduates. Thank you for this amazing place, not only for the milieu of theories and theorems within these hallowed brick halls, but the intersection of diverse ideas and storylines, the space these candidates have had at this university to explore and dream about who they're becoming while preparing for what they'll do with their lives. And thank you for these people, for the graduates, each blessed with all the dignity, creativity, purpose, and possibility that comes with being created in your image and so deeply loved by you. And thank you for their families and friends, for the faculty and administration who have encouraged them, supported and cared for them, and have impacted their lives in profound ways. For all of these, we are immensely grateful, and now we ask your blessing on this time, on this place, and that you would fill these people with your breathtaking and inescapable joy. Amen.
This is the moment, this is the day, this is the moment when I know I'm on my way. Every endeavor I have made ever is coming into play, is here and now today. This is the moment. This is the time when the momentum I'll gather up my past and make some sense at last. This is the moment, my final test. Destiny beckons, I never reckon second best. This is the day, just see it shine, when all I've lived for becomes mine. This is the moment, damn all the odds. This day or never, I sit forever with the gods. When I look back, I will recall, moment for moment, this was the moment, the greatest moment of them all. The greatest moment, moment of them all.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm privileged to extend a most cordial welcome to all who have joined us for this 231st commencement ceremony at Purdue University. And especially, I welcome you graduates, but parents, spouses, relatives, and friends who helped make possible this day of great achievement. Before introducing the members of the platform party, I'd like to ask you to recognize the representatives of our distinguished faculty who are with us today. Will our faculty members please stand? We're honored to have with us members of the Board of Trustees of Purdue University. I request they stand as I call their names and remain standing, and that you hold your applause till all have been introduced. Michael Berghoff, Chairman, Indianapolis. Joanne Briette, Lafayette. Vanessa Castagna, Dallas, Texas. Malcolm DeKreiger of DeMott. Thomas E. Spurgeon from Peoria, Illinois. Please join me in greeting our trustees. We're pleased to have with us also representing the Purdue administration, Debasish Dutta, Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs and Diversity, Frank Dooley, Vice Provost for Teaching and Learning, John Darrow, Vice President for Human Resources, Elisa Christmas Rollick, Vice President for Ethics and Compliance, Marianne Santos, Dean, College of Education, Christine Laddish, Dean, College of Health and Human Sciences, Thomas J. Burnt, Associate Dean, College of Health and Human Sciences, Joshua Alexander, Assistant Professor, Department of Speech, Language, and Hearing Sciences, Diane Fasinelli, Assistant Dean of the Honors College, Catherine Sermersheim, Dean of Students, David Rollick, Teaching Academy Executive Council, J. Paul Robinson, past chair of the University Senate and tonight's Grand Marshal, and Jerry P. Ross, University Registrar and Chair of our Commencement Committee. Will you join me in greeting these individuals? And we're also pleased to have with us on the platform other essential members of the university family, J. Michael Pickett and Lindsay Perot, public orators, Tracy Stack and Myron Yoder, our sign language interpreters. Please thank them for their participation. The intimidating challenge for every commencement speaker is to say something even remotely interesting or original. The sobering reality is, even if you do, no one will remember it for very long. But there are some words that, however overused, are appropriate and even essential on these occasions. Phrases like, "Is this hat on straight?" and "say cheese." And one more that's probably the most common of all: "We're so proud of you." You'll be hearing those words all day long, and rightly so. In a few minutes, you'll be a recipient of one of the proudest emblems of achievement possible at this stage of your life, a degree from Purdue University. In a way not all college degrees connote, the world will know you earned it. As you know, here we aren't into participation trophies. Year in, year out, good grades are hard to earn at Purdue. Year in, year out, our graduates surpass those of other institutions in the eyes of employers, graduate schools, and their future colleagues in life. So a Purdue commencement, this day of great pride, may seem an odd place to talk about humility. But that's the word that kept coming to mind as I reflected ahead to this event. Because if there's a single quality that one associates with your university, and one quality that will assist you in earning other emblems of achievement later in life, it's the inverse of pride. It's the trait we call humility. I know I'm not the first person to bring this to your attention. You may have first heard it at church. Almost all the religious traditions admonish their adherents to guard against excessive pride. The Proverbs are full of warnings about it. Pride goeth before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. Confucius taught, a wise man has dignity without pride. A fool has pride without dignity. The Buddha cautioned against letting praise affect, quote, the poise of the mind. Follow the calmness, the absence of pride. The ancients came to similar conclusions. In mythology, one of the most powerful images is that of Icarus, whose pride led him fatally to believe he could fly near the sun. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Short-lived are both the praiser and the praised." These days, advice like that is out of fashion. Everywhere one looks, it's a showboat, look at me, dance in the end zone world. The age of the pseudo-celebrity, where people of no apparent talent or character, famous only for being famous, people who probably couldn't have passed English 106 or Math 153, preen and strut and spout off on subjects they know little or nothing about. So maybe all those ancient admonitions just don't apply anymore. Or maybe they apply more than ever. Maybe humility, the awareness that one's own ideas, values, and attitudes may just not be superior or perfect, is the quality that makes a person wiser and more effective, a better learner in an era of unending education, a better teammate in a project team world. Drafting history's first constitution restricting a government to the consent of its people, Ben Franklin suggested to his fellow delegates that they all resolve to doubt just a little their own infallibility. The modern world is full of self-styled experts not nearly as smart as old Ben, for whom a little self-doubt might have come in handy. On the first Earth Day, confident scholars from places like Harvard and Stanford predicted worldwide famine and starvation, a universal need for gas masks in urban areas, the complete exhaustion of crude oil and a host of other raw materials, and the coming of a new ice age, all well before now. Your first years of life were filled with predictions of collapsed electric grids, planes falling from the sky, and revolutions worldwide from the failure of software programs to handle the change of centuries. The economic forecasters of our federal government just completed what one could call a perfect season. 8 years out of 8, they predicted substantially faster economic growth than the nation experienced. You'd think that the election year just passed would have boosted the National Humility Index at least a little. We discovered that most talking heads were talking nonsense. Highly paid pundits wrote reams of what turned out to be rubbish. An entire industry, public opinion surveying, is in crisis after its readings turned out to be grossly inaccurate and based more on flawed assumptions than statistically valid methodology. Well, there are worse forms of hubris than overconfident forecasting. History's replete with the cruel arrogance of those who believed they had the genius to reorder society and the lives of their fellow humans. In their most benign and well-intentioned form, they produced short-lived failures like the New Harmony colony here in Indiana. But this same proud presumption also gave rise to the worst monsters of history, the totalitarians of the last century, who murdered millions in the unshakable belief that it was their right to tell others how to live, even to reshape human nature itself. I bother you with all this because life will soon invite you to overindulge the pride that you so justifiably feel today. Few, if any of you, were raised to see yourselves as an aristocrat, but in a real sense, that's what you now are. Today's aristocracy is of a new and very different type. It's based not on title or land or inherited wealth, but on intellect and learning. The kind that claims almost all the best jobs in our economy, the kind that in fact puts less educated folks out of work. The kind that made a handful of kids at Snapchat richer in their 20s than George Eastman was when Eastman Kodak dominated the photographic world and employed 250,000 workers. Some of you will invent the next round of productive tools that will eliminate somebody's jobs. That's progress, and it's inevitable. But will others of you create new businesses with new opportunities for those displaced, or new ways of learning that enable them to find new work, and with it the dignity that comes only from earning one's own success? Just as important, will you recognize that your degree doesn't mean that you know what's best for those without one? Or that even if you did, it's not your right to make the decisions of life for them. A lot of damage has been done by people who, in their well-educated superiority, saw those around them not as creatures of dignity, but as objects of therapy. Too much pride may annoy those around you, but what's worse is the growth it can prevent within you. When you're too self-assured to accept the greater wisdom of others, you deny yourself a lot of continuing education. Lord Maynard Keynes' economic theories haven't worked out too well, but I've always admired his personal rule. When I find I'm wrong, I change my mind. What do you do? The stubborn refusal to admit a mistake and absorb its lessons can be the biggest mistake of all. I have never found oops a difficult word to say, and what follows saying it is often a great learning opportunity. At one especially low moment when I felt I had let down a cause and in fact a president of the United States, then Secretary of Commerce Malcolm Baldrige snapped me out of it with some simple but sage advice. Good judgment comes from experience. Experience comes from bad judgment. Don't be too proud to face up to your goofs and improve your future judgment. Starting when you leave campus today, it will become all too natural for you to slip into your new status in the knowledge elite and to drift away from the millions of your contemporaries who didn't make it to Purdue or to some place of comparable opportunity. You'll likely work with people much like yourself, socialize with them, one day probably marry someone similarly well educated. Without meaning to or even thinking about it, you may find yourself living in a social class apart from too many of your fellow citizens. That will disserve them and limit you. Try not to let it happen. There's one good reason I doubt you will. It's because you attended this particular university. Because just as high achievement is a Purdue hallmark, so is humility. Maybe it's in the DNA so many Boilermakers arrive with, from families that taught them all this years ago. Or maybe, as our biologists might say, it's epigenetic, a trait their time at Purdue helped embed in their characters. All I know is, over and over, your greatest predecessors have been as authentically humble as they were accomplished. Captain Chesley Sullenberger, awash in adulation for his piloting skills that saved 155 lives, subject of a movie bearing his name, has yet to utter a conceited word. Neil Armstrong, in an elevator with an oblivious, starstruck matron who was telling everyone around her that the famous astronaut was staying in their hotel, got off without ever identifying himself. The father of Purdue computer science, Dr. Alan Perlis, famous for his Perlisisms, used to say, in programming as in everything else, to be in error is to be reborn. It's not just the old-timers. The ethic of humility is alive today. Akshay Kathari, who created the new scan company Pulse and sold it to LinkedIn for $90 million, now runs LinkedIn's 750-person affiliate in India at the ripe old age of 30. When asked by our Indian alumni newsletter for one piece of advice for today's students, he said, can you guess? Stay humble. Maybe I should have just quoted Akshay and sat down. Class of 2017, I've been waiting for you and this day. You were the first class I welcomed to campus after taking up my official duties at Purdue. I hope you don't mind that I think of you as my classmates. I just know you are bound for exciting places, great achievements, thrilling moments. And then when those moments come, you will meet them with the quiet grace the world has come to associate with the word Boilermaker. Oh, in case I forgot to mention it, we're so very, very proud of you. Hail Purdue and each of you. The audience is invited to sing the Purdue hymn. The words are located inside the front cover of the program and will also be projected. Will you please stand?
Mr. President, the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Audiology will now be presented by Christine M. Ladish, Dean of the College of Health and Human Sciences.
Will candidates for the degree of Doctor of Audiology please stand? Mr. President, these students have successfully completed the professional curriculum in the College of Health and Human Sciences, and with the approval of the faculty, they are presented to you now to receive the Doctor of Audiology degree.
Exercising the authority of the trustees of Purdue University, legally vested by the people of the state of Indiana, and upon the recommendation of the faculty, I now confer upon you, who have fulfilled the requirements, the degree of Doctor of Audiology with all the rights, privileges, duties, and responsibilities of that degree. As evidence of this great achievement, you will now be vested with the hood of the Doctor of Audiology and receive an appropriately inscribed diploma.
Doctors of Audiology, please come forward to receive your diplomas.
Jamie Wesley. Bailey Yeager.
It's now appropriate we give special recognition to those graduates who have demonstrated outstanding scholastic achievement. On page 36 of the program, you'll find the explanation of the criteria for awarding degrees with distinction and highest distinction, along with the names of the graduates who've earned an honors designated degree by completing requirements of the Purdue Honors College. Will those graduates who are candidates for the honor of highest distinction please stand and remain standing. Now will those graduates who are candidates for the honor of distinction please stand and join them. And will those graduates who are candidates from the Honors College also please stand. On behalf of the trustees and the faculty of the university, I congratulate each of you on the records you've attained and ask that you be motivated to continue to perform on this same high level in all of life's activities to come. Thank you again, and please be seated.
Mr. President, candidates for the baccalaureate degrees from the College of Education will now be presented by Mary Ann Santos, Dean of the College.
Will the candidates for the bachelor's degree in the College of Education please stand and remain standing? Mr. President, these students have successfully completed the requirements for the undergraduate curricula in the College of Education. With the approval of the faculty, they are now presented to you to receive the appropriate baccalaureate degree.
On behalf of the trustees and the faculty of the university, I congratulate each of you. On behalf of the trustees and with the authority of the people of the state of Indiana, I confer upon each of you the baccalaureate degree with all the rights, privileges, duties, and responsibilities of that degree. Please come forward and receive an appropriate diploma.
The College of Education. Elena Keene. Now, in order to respect everyone's opportunity to hear their name called, would you please hold your applause and your cheering until all the names have been announced? Annie Bates. Paula Bernal. Gina Bidmead. Katie Bittner. Leah Budrow. Olivia Kane. Catherine Camp. Courtney Crowder. Miranda Crowell. Emily Cummins. Aaron Curtis. Sean Downs. Kayla Dunbar. Courtney Farrell. Brianna Franklin. Kimberly Fredenberg. Josie Geisler. Danielle Gilbert. Megan Gindel. Emily Grasso. Alexis Griswold. Nicolette Hahn. Kathleen Harker. Mackenzie Harrington. Carlin Harshberger. Joshua Hart, Aaron Heller, Morgan Horn, Tanya Hughes, Heather Jackson, Jasmine Johnson, Aaron Kelly, Jenna Keogh, Jordan Colchis, Leah Kissinger, Whitley Kleesner, Pray Liu, Christina Martini, Peyton Mayhorter, Bridget McGowan, Sarah McKillips, Julie McMahon, Erin Mecklenburg, Chloe Minar, Amanda Morgavan, Jeremy Mauricius, Adriana Musco, Allison Osborne, Anna Palastro, Anisha Patel, David Peterson, Caitlin Plybon, Lauren Price, Lane Rader, Megan Randalls, Shelby Rawls, Morgan Shear, Claire Seeger, Margaret Shin, Emily Smith, Michaela Snyder, Carly Spressard, Jaden Spitznagel, Devin Stamper, Caitlin Steffes, Allison Stein, Jonah Stevenson, Mary Stewart, Holly Storms, Elizabeth Tonko, Kristen Torrance, Sydney Toshlog, Whitney Tudor, Renee Turner, Brittany Vanek, Bradley Vaubel, Brittany Wagner, Laura Weisenbach, Haley Wheeler, Kristen Willis, Ashley Wingate, Rachel Zimmer, Pinchu Joe, Morgan Hicks,
Mr. President, candidates for the baccalaureate degrees from the College of Health and Human Sciences will now be presented by Dean of the College, Christine M. Ladish.
Will candidates for the bachelor's degree in the College of Health and Human Sciences please stand? Mr. President, these students have successfully completed the requirements of the curricula in the College of Health and Human Sciences. With the approval of the faculty, they are presented to you now to receive their appropriate diploma.
Exercising the authority of the trustees of Purdue University, legally vested by the people of the state of Indiana, and upon the recommendation of the faculty, I now confer upon each of you who have fulfilled the stated requirements the appropriate baccalaureate degree with all the rights, privileges, duties, and responsibilities of that degree. As evidence of your achievement You will now receive an appropriately inscribed diploma. Please be seated. I now invite the marshals to escort all students who are earning these baccalaureate degrees to the platform.
Again, we ask that in order to respect everyone's opportunity to hear their name called, please refrain from applauding and cheering for your candidate until all the names have been announced. The College of Health and Human Sciences, Nicole Ma.
Katie Wanzelak.
Molly Maciejewski.
Caitlin Abbott.
Logan Mahoney.
Juliana Abrica.
Mitch Mahoney.
Jamie Adair.
Katie Merritt.
Kelsey Adams.
Catherine Majeski.
Melanie Ahern.
Caitlin Maloney.
Francesca Aiello.
Nicole Marchand.
Claire Albert.
Tanya Marinowska.
Brianna Allard.
Chloe Martin.
Morgan Allen.
Emily Martin.
Catherine Alsop.
Roxanne Malakowski.
Sarah Althouse.
Michael Massaro.
Joseph Amaro.
Bailey Masterson.
Asma Amir Khani.
Destiny Matthews.
Alexandra Amonica.
Hannah Mattingly.
Stephen Antcliffe.
Taylor Matushek.
Andrea Asali.
Corey Mazo.
Mark Atkinson.
Ralph McCoy.
John Michael Augustinovich.
Sarah McAfee.
Catherine Barr.
Allie McCarley.
Kayla Bacon.
Ryan McCormick.
Megan Bale.
Brendan McCullough.
Nicole Byer.
India McGarry.
Alexandria Baker.
Melinda McKee.
Christina Baker.
Brendan McEwen.
David Baker.
Evan McSorley.
Aishwarya Balakrishna.
Kayla Meckel.
Zachary Ballard.
Amanda Medeiros.
Kelsey Bainey.
Rachel Meadow.
Destiny Barajas.
Hannah Mees.
Paul Bernie.
Claudia Mena.
Sarah Barnes.
Renee Merchant.
Daniel Barrow.
Kristen Merker.
Suzanne Berry.
Blaze Meyerholtz.
Alexa Bates.
Hannah Mishi.
Nicola Beater.
Kent Miller.
Rebecca Boyer.
Brittany Miller.
Laura Beck.
Elliot Miller.
Emily Bedford.
Hannah Miller.
Ryan Bednar.
Michaela Miller.
Morgan Balakovich.
Nicole Miller.
Margaret Bender.
Amanda Milliken.
Courtney Benefil.
John Mills.
Natalie Bengert.
Ajmal Mirzoy.
Samantha Benko.
Wajma Mirzoy.
Abigail Berry.
Susanna Mishler.
Sarah Bieberstein.
Alexander Moffett.
August Bickle.
Richard Montemeyer.
Megan Billman.
Matthew Montez.
Clayton Blackwell.
Melissa Moore.
Allison Blake.
Miranda Moore.
Justine Blanky.
Christina Moreno.
Caitlin Blink.
Rachel Morris.
Kyle Boland.
Riley Morris.
Casey Bullock.
Carla Morrison. Margaret Morrison.
Caitlin Bontrager.
Ashley Morissetti.
Ashley Booth.
Grace Moser.
Kayla Bope.
Savannah Mundy.
Alyssa Borsha.
Cody Munger.
Kaylee Borshell.
Isabella Murray.
Megan Boroff.
Lauren Murray.
Elaine Bottomley.
Alicia Negrendon.
Jacqueline Borden.
Alyssa Nailey.
Elliot Snow.
Matthew Napawalki.
Elizabeth Bauer.
Melissa Neal.
Anna Bowers.
Svea Nelson.
Andrew Boxell.
Lindsay Newhart.
Ellie Boyer.
Elizabeth Wen,
Kirsten Boyk.
Jolly Nee,
Hannah Boyle.
Bridget Nerzwicki,
Stacia Braden.
Benjamin Nikolai,
Sarah Brenner.
Haley Norris,
Colin Brinker.
Molly Northam,
Nolan Brinkman.
Courtney Orr,
Ivy Brock.
Emerald Obie,
Megan Brooker.
Bobby O'Brien,
Anna Brookie.
Haley Osner,
Maureen Brooks.
Carrie Ann O'Connor,
Anthony Penny Brown.
Mark Benedict Odrin,
Stephanie Brown.
Miguel Odrin,
Catherine Biubik.
Margaret Oles,
James Buchanan.
Abby Oliver,
Mark Buter.
Emma Olson,
Candace Beekler.
Caitlin Passioni,
Lindsay Buell.
Kylie Pawhood,
Emily Burris.
Maggie Painter,
Ryan Bervin.
Alyssa Peretz,
Kelsey Bushman.
Tara Palchek,
Kaylee Cadigan.
Elizabeth Palmer,
Clementina Canessa Mazzoni.
Isha Ponde,
Emma Cardinelli.
Evan Panfill,
Natalia Cardona Malava.
Michaela Pappas,
Derek Carroll.
Alexander Parisi,
Jessica Karsten.
Ploy Patha Winthropnod,
Kaylin Carter.
Nicholas Patterson,
Courtney Case.
David Pinnowell,
Alexia Catala.
Tess Perfetti,
Rebecca Cavan.
Ryan Perkins,
Michelle Cavoto.
Claire Louise Perry,
Meredith Servey.
Olivia Pesh,
Lauren Champion.
Maureen Pettit,
Abigail Shaplow.
Ann Petros,
Shujun Chun.
Keller Phelan,
Shin Shin Chun.
Nicole Phelps,
Spurdy Shirakonda.
Weston Phillips,
Hannah Cho.
Danielle Pierce,
Su Young Choi.
Shrisha Pillay,
Alicia Sintas.
Madeline Pitcher,
Madison Clark.
Megan Poore,
Sarah Clark Carson.
Ryan Poore,
Stephanie Clymer.
Michelle Porter,
Haley Cogswell.
Michelle Potter,
Sean Cohen.
Abigail Potts,
Sarah Kajatho Romai.
Amy Pointner,
Matthew Collicott.
Heidi Prewat,
Lauren Combs.
Stephanie Pritchett,
Jessica Conkrite.
Madison Prisdale,
Maria Conti.
Carly Pasick,
Michaela Cooper.
David Putt,
Spencer Coverdale.
Caitlin Reagan,
Alana Cohen.
Alexa Rainbolt,
Megan Cowden.
Jordan Raver,
Hannah Cox.
Matthew Raymond,
Tiffany Craig.
Olivia Rayberg,
Keegan Crawford.
Myling Wren,
Josephine Cressy.
Jessica Rentis,
Annika Crossley.
Marissa Rapace,
Jenna Kroom.
Kendra Rexing,
Rachel Cruz.
Taylor Rhodes,
Xian Tui.
Brent Richter,
Maggie Cunningham.
Chastity Ricker,
Lindsay Curry.
Raymond Riley,
Joshua Dadson.
Mackenzie Ryan,
Pauline Degas.
Margelina Rios,
Kelly Dahlheim.
Kimberly Rivera,
Connor Dahl.
Alex Roberts,
Kaylee DeLuga.
Jenna Robertson,
Yifan Dong.
Mary Robertson,
Ashley Daniel.
Demi Robinson,
Hannah Davis.
Thomas Rockenbaugh,
Jacob Davis.
Igea Rogers,
Zosha Davis.
Jessica Rome,
Dustin Day.
Brittany Rondelli,
Magdalene DeVoe.
Brittany Rhodes,
Allie Dellinger.
Elizabeth Rossworm,
Morgan DePlanty,
Hunter Rucklos,
Christina DeSanto,
Jenna Runchie,
Jessica Dick,
Emily Rupp,
Emily Dietrich,
Kelsey Russell,
Isabel Dieterle,
Oriana Salah,
Kristen Dietz,
Avery Samashima,
Kyle DeJoya,
Wesley Sanders,
Gabrielle DeMartin,
Matthew Sandella,
Sierra Dinius,
Kayla Sant,
Alexa Dispennett,
Abigail Schaefer,
Andrew Dittman,
Catherine Schiltz,
Anna Doak,
Megan Schillinger,
Tyler Doan,
Miranda Schmidt,
Haley Dobachevich,
Lindy Schubring,
Ann Dong,
Nolan Schultz,
Sophia Draper,
Gabriela Sedoto,
Felicia Duncan,
Michael Sinshine,
Mariah Duncan,
Molly Sewell,
Matt Dyer,
Lingyi Shah,
Mariah East,
Emily Shaw,
Helen Eckrich,
Tiffany Shear,
Brittany Edwards,
Jessica Shellhorn,
Brittany Egbert,
Yi Shen,
Tori Eager,
Logan Shepard,
Erica Elliott,
Caleb Shin,
Kayla Ellis,
Jessica Sherrill,
Ryan Elsener,
Chase Short,
Ruth Enamorado,
Gabriel Sievers,
Susan Eingemann,
Elizabeth Sigler,
Christine Ench,
Allison Silvas,
Aisha Irby,
Chauncey Simmons,
Emily Espick,
Darcy Simmons,
Emily Evans,
Madison Skinner,
Riley Evans,
Leah Gutierrez,
Stephanie Fazemeyer,
Elizabeth Slepko,
Ellis Farr,
Samantha Slopsima,
Susanna Faye Curry,
Tyler Smaga,
Trillia Faisal,
Claire Smedley, Haley Smethers,
Cassidy Feldstein,
Alyssa Smith,
Adam Fettig,
Bailey Smith,
Alyssa Fife,
Brianna Smith,
Ryan Filburn,
Caden Smith,
Colleen Finnegan,
Kyle Smith,
Scott Finzel,
Lauren Smith,
Samantha Fisher,
Stephanie Smith,
Kendall Fleck,
Aiden Snyder,
Camden Forbes,
Filippo Snyder,
Christy Forden,
Molly Solar,
Emma Lee Foster,
Samantha Solman,
Courtney Fox,
Darley Solness,
Ashley Francis,
Abigail Summer,
Melissa Frankie,
Jing Song,
Stephanie Frankie,
Dami Lola Sopitan,
Alyssa Franklin,
Emily Spina,
Shannon Freedom,
Elisa Stockler,
Samantha Freiberg,
Anna Stark,
Madison Frymuth,
Tesser Stevens,
Tyler Frizzy,
Emily Strack,
Catherine Galley,
Tatum Strazikar,
Xian Rei Gao,
Maria Stukenborg,
Decia Garay,
Jasmine Sue,
Christina Garcia,
Deborah Suarez,
Maribel Garcia,
Haley Sutton,
Jason Garibe,
Madeline Tadrowski,
Tyler Garrett,
Casey Tyvakovsky,
Catherine Gata,
Katrina Tyvakovsky,
Emily Gaver,
Alexander Taylor,
Clarissa Geiger,
Nicholas Turlett,
Anthony Geeson,
Mitchell Thane,
Haley Jesse,
Brianna Tharp,
Kelsey Gilland,
Jalen Thomas,
Emma Harone,
Caitlin Thomas,
Hunter Gladish,
Claire Thompson,
Megan Gleason,
Dalton Thompson,
Angela Goley,
Haley Thorson,
Riley Gonier,
Megan Thornburg,
Sarah Gooderham,
Kaylee Thompson,
Mary Gooding,
Yuan Jian,
Lillian Goodman,
Patience Tincher,
Josh Goike,
Eric Totterud,
Emily Grayson,
Austin Townsend,
Sarah Green,
Kate Trackman,
Shay Greenlee,
Ashley Trapedi,
Eliza Griner,
Milan Trisick,
Charlotte Griffith,
Abigail Trott,
Tessa Grohl,
David Trout,
Haley Gross,
Rosella Troyer,
Kylie Ginta,
Carolyn Trueblood,
Mary Catherine Hahn,
Haylam Mornsay,
Kylie Hackett,
Brooklyn Tucker,
Amber Haga,
Patrick Turner,
Kira Haley,
Sarah Turner,
Megan Hall,
Lauren Ochiyama,
Jacob Hamer,
Caroline Urich,
Xiaotan Hall,
Sarah Utterback,
Elizabeth Hartford,
Taylor Vanador,
Sophie Harms,
Cassidy Vandal,
Jesselyn Harrington,
Allison Vanderveen,
Luke Harris,
Jeremiah Varagonti,
Peter Hartley,
Rachel Vanderley,
Catherine Hatch,
Anna Vasily,
Madeline Hayden,
Allison Vieira,
Lauren Hayes,
Christopher Vincent,
Emily Hazen,
Francis Fitty,
Jia Xin Hua,
Casey Voller,
Aaron Headland,
Cassidy Wade,
Joshua Heinz,
Ross Wallen,
Mallory Held,
Cassidy Walsh,
Ashley Helfers,
Sarah Walsh,
Brianna Hernandez,
Kelsey Walters,
John Herzog,
Ha-Yung Wong,
Michaela Hyatt,
Ching Wong,
Erica Hill,
Ran Wong,
Alex Hilton,
Xiao Wong,
Sarah Hirschman,
Tang Wong,
Aaron Ho,
Xiao Shui Wong,
Gretchen Hoffman,
Zhuo Jun Wong,
Madeline Holan,
Kathleen Wanamaler,
Hannah Holleran,
Jessica Wargo,
Madeline Holtzford,
Connor Warwick,
Carly Hoover,
Catherine Washam,
Catherine Hopping,
Josh Waterman,
Brianna Horrocks,
Renisha Watkins,
Molly Horsfield,
Alexandra Ware,
Brittany Horvath,
Kinsey Weaver,
Elizabeth Wong,
Alyssa Wegman,
Nehemiah Wong,
Alyssa Weiland,
Shijia Wong,
Jackson Weir,
Elsa Weska,
Megan Weisbecker Wilcox,
Olivia Huff,
Maggie Weller,
Sophia Huffnagel,
Kathleen Welling,
Layla Hudgeldeeds,
Aubrey Welton,
Marie Hunkeler,
Kate Wendholt,
Jennifer Hussey,
Alec Weary,
Hannah Ireland,
Bethany West,
Alexa Isbell,
Adrienne Westfall,
Matthew Jacinto,
Trent Wire,
Alyssa Jackson,
Anna White,
Mallory Jacquet,
Peter White,
Emily Jean,
Natalie Wyclaw,
Brendan Jamie Field,
Rachel Weezy,
Elijah Jeffries,
Blair Williams,
Sarah Jepson,
Elena Willis,
Peyton Jewell,
Hallie Willis,
Yu Xiang,
Kaylee Willman,
Abigail Johnson,
Erin Wilson,
Juliana Johnson,
Madison Wisniewski,
Kelsey Johnson,
Kenneth Weddy,
Kirk Johnson,
Cassidy Wood,
Melanie Johnson,
Ellen Woon,
Alyssa Jones,
Alexander Warmoth,
D'Angela Jones,
Yi Wu,
Jared Jones,
Marissa Wietrich,
Jennifer Jones,
Tijing Shah,
Caitlin Jones,
Yao Xiao,
Megan Kaser,
Yao Shu,
Mackenzie Casper,
Alexandra Elo,
Madeline Casper,
Anna Young,
Cecily Kine,
Kanza Zafar,
Miranda Keller,
Abba Zadid,
Lauren Kelly,
Cut John,
Brent Kelly Hooks,
Alexandra Jong,
Thomas Kennedy,
Che Jong,
Kara Kirker,
Shihan John,
Diego Kessler,
Ting Yung Jong,
Claire Kidney,
Yulang Jong,
Jisoo Kim,
Lei Zhao,
Soo-min Kim,
Ji-Cheong Zhou,
Veronica Kim,
Chanrun Jun,
Erin Kincaid,
Kala Ziemba,
Madeline King,
Whitney Zilla,
Nicole Kistler,
Paige Zimmerman,
Benjamin Kitchen,
Sarah Zuba,
Andrea Clare,
Takuma Usui,
Brittany Klein,
Mitchell Hensley,
Janelle Clumpy,
Yvonne Aguiado,
Benjamin Nodell,
Brittany Kennedy,
Autumn Knox,
Diana Saza Muhammad Razif,
Caitlin Cole Morgan,
Anthony Cuevas,
Blake Coy, Emily Coons, Esther Koss, Anne-Marie Cotterer, Emily Kozak, Ashley Kozik, Alan Krajalis, Brooke Kreska, Laura Krakorian, Stephanie Kroll, Justina Cruz, Tingyu Anita Ku, Amanda Kuffel, Damon Kuhn, Amanda Kipoff, Jenna Lamont, Katie Landon, Jonathan Lanning, Derek Large, Hope Lawrence, Evan Lawson, Ryan Leahy, Haley Lees, Danielle Lesenby, Casey Lee, Hung Jung Lee, Alexis Lees, Elizabeth Lehman, Caleb Lemper, Elizabeth Lennon, Allison Lewis, Lauren Lewis, Rachel Lewis, Hong Xin Li, Jing Li, Yuan Kai Li, Michaela Lichtenberger, Catherine Liddell, Elena Lilovich, Carolina Lin Yang, Amy Lingenfelter, J.C. Lin, Kimberly Lippert, Xiang Liu, Yifeng Liu, Sifeng Liu, Zachary Lozano, William Lottie, Sarah Lurch, Emily Lowe, Hannah Long, Marilyn Lortz, Dylan Loudon, Jill Louisi, Valbona Lumani, Jenna Lutz, Tanner Lind, Azwanina Azham Shah, Ni Kang,
several members of the Varsity Glee Club and the Commencement Band Several members of the Varsity Glee Club and the Commencement Band are earning a baccalaureate degree at this program. Patrick J. Montgomery, Megan W. Hildebrandt, and Kendall L. Weger.
Okay, it's official. You're now graduates of Purdue University. Congratulations to our newest alums. It's now time for you to observe tradition by moving your tassel from the right side of your mortarboard to the left, signifying your new status. Congratulations again. We're here to honor these graduates for their hard work and accomplishments, but they'd be the first to say, I know, that they did not make this journey alone. So will the parents and grandparents, the spouses, brothers, sisters, other family members and friends, please stand so these graduates can thank you for your long and loving support. I direct your attention to page 74 of your program, where you'll find the names of graduates who have been commissioned by the President of the United States as second lieutenants in the United States Army, Air Force, and Marines, and ensigns in the United States Navy. I also hope you've noticed that many of our graduates are wearing red, white, and blue cords tonight, signifying that they are veterans of the U.S. Armed Forces. Will those servicemen and women stand so we can recognize them and their patriotism? Let's also take a moment to acknowledge the incomparable artistry of the Commencement Band with Director Jay Gebhardt, the Purdue Varsity Glee Club with Director Bill Griffin, and our organist Jeffrey P. Stearns. Their fine talents made this a most memorable occasion. I'm now pleased to introduce Destiny Matthews, who was selected to be this evening's student responder in recognition of her leadership in many student and campus organizations. Destiny's receiving a Bachelor of Science in Nutrition Science and Dietetics tonight, and following graduation, she'll be attending Texas A&M to pursue a master's degree in nutrition. Please welcome Destiny Matthews.
Thank you, President Daniels. Over the course of my time at Purdue, it seems that I have heard the same question a million times. Why Purdue? You're from Texas, that's so far away. When this question was posed to me during my first visit to campus, I am not entirely sure that even I knew the answer. So, why Purdue? It was different for each of us, wasn't it? Some of you swore you would never go here, but needed the in-state tuition, while others bled black and gold from birth, just like the generations before them. Some traveled across state lines, and others flew across oceans. You may have been attracted to a particular major, or you could have accepted your offer of admission with no idea of what path you wanted your life to take. But there was a purpose for each and every one of us being brought here. Look around you. It's such a beautiful thing to be able to say we made it to this university. Yes, we spent long nights completing projects or studying for midterms. Some of us may have worked long hours at our jobs to keep up with our financial obligations during college. You may have even helped teach one or more courses at some point in time. But we cannot reduce our time here to a mere educational experience, because it was so much more. We have attended countless sporting events, club meetings, and retreats. Through classmates, co-workers, Greek life, or religious organizations, we have met our lifelong friends here, or even our current or future spouses. We have ultimately found community here. For me, 4 years at Purdue has meant challenging myself in rigorous coursework, strengthening my faith and growing closer in my relationship with the Lord, and getting to know friends who will be in my life forever, all while having the opportunity to pursue my dreams. While our lives and beliefs are unique and not identical, many of you can identify with my journey and that of the graduate sitting beside you. In the award-winning film, Hidden Figures, which is based on the novel, Janelle Monáe portrays Mary Jackson, who petitioned the city of Hampton, Virginia, to enroll in graduate-level math and physics courses, and became the first Black female engineer to work for NASA. You might be the first student from your high school, your hometown, or your country to come to Purdue. Many of us in this auditorium are the first in our families to go to college. Who knows what other firsts are represented in this room today, and what firsts we are yet to become in our futures. We can be inspired by a glimpse of future greatness. Just last month, I had the opportunity to hear from several distinguished alumni who sat just themselves where we are today many years ago. It astonished me to hear them attribute all of the credit for their current success to their Purdue education. For them, and for us, it's not just about excelling at our careers. We can take the same compassion, courage, and empathy that we've gained during our college years with us into the rest of our lives, where we will not only serve as dedicated professionals, but great friends, parents, siblings, spouses, employers, and so much more. You do not have to walk out of these doors wondering if you can make a significant difference in the world. The caliber of this university and the fact that we are here today assures us that we have done the necessary work to be successful in our endeavors. We need only believe that we are truly prepared to go from here, and we will leave our footprints behind, impacting our spheres of influence as only Boilermakers can. Graduates of the class of 2017, congratulations and well done.
Your call once more, we rally alma mater, hear our praise. Where the Wabash spreads its valley filled with joy, our voices raise. From the skies in swelling echoes come the cheers that tell the tale of your victories and your heroes. Hail Purdue, we sing all hail. Hail, hail to old Purdue, all hail to our old golden flag. Hail, hail to old Purdue, our friendship may she never lag. Ever grateful, ever true, thus we raise our song anew. Of the days we spent with you, all hail our own Purdue.
And so we conclude our commencement convocation. On behalf of the trustees, the faculty, and all the Purdue family, I bid you farewell and Godspeed. Pastor Rob Schrumpf will offer the benediction. Please remain seated afterward while the faculty and candidates recess.
Lord, I pray your blessing on each of these graduates. As they walk out these doors and into the next chapter of their lives and vocations, would you give each of them the motivation to continue to learn, to imagine, and to create? Would you give each of them confidence filled with humility and courage replete with integrity? Would you give each of them the tenacity to stand for what is right and to stand with those who can't stand for themselves? Would you sustain each of them with solid relationships, good work, and flourishing community? Would you protect each of them from harm, from loneliness, and from self-centeredness? And would you give each of them the character, compassion, and innovation to make a difference, to change the world in big and small ways? God, would you go with them? In your name we pray, amen.
You shall go out with joy. You shall go out